All right. Hello and welcome to a review of AnoHana, the flower we saw that day, episode 2. We did episode 1 last time, now we're doing episode 2, shortly after we did the first one. The more we can review, the better. Would have been nice if we reviewed every single episode we did. But anyhow, these are just old notes, blind, episode by episode. So let's get to episode 2 here. Alright, so we're getting pieces of the puzzle each episode from the incident of that day in which Meika died, in terms of more scenes of it? Question mark. So you can tell I was wondering about that, if we were going to get more scenes, and then have a complete picture. That's what I was thinking. We saw more this time, and what we saw was a flash, very fast moment. You actually have to pause it to see it. A flash of Meika's shoe in a river. Now, if you see that, you automatically assume what the incident was. That was the other mystery to it. How did she actually die? And to see a shoe in a river or by a river's edge, one can assume she fell in the river and drowned. So that's that. And possibly in such, she got carried away somewhere else. So it's just horrible way to go. Terrible. She probably couldn't swim or anything. Or it was too deep or whatever the case. And probably cold too, and she probably panicked, and who knows, she could have fell in, hit a rock, been knocked out, and maybe didn't have a bad death, but who knows. Anyhow, Papo, I forget his nickname, but let's just go with Papo. Maybe that is his name. But Papo is now buddied up with Jinta again. Just like old times. And Papo, he has such a good casual attitude about things. I really liked that. So I think what happened was they met up again. I think what happened was Jinta went to the old fort of where they hung out as a group, the Super Peace Busters, and Papo was there. So I think that's what happened, as far as I can remember. But Anaru is also now buddied up with Jinta again as well, just like old times. And on top of that, she is seemingly crushing on him big time and wills him to return to school. She wants him to return to school. She wants him to move on from the past. She wants him to move on from Menma. She wants him to heal. She wants him to live his life. She wants him to reach his potential. She wants him to be someone, probably because of herself. We'll see. Papo, Jinta, and Anaru hang out together in their quest to capture a Pokemon of sorts, but that might be copyright. A Pokemon of sorts. What was it? Nokemon? A Nokemon. Wonder what that could be. I think some of that copyright is silly. It's just a reference. If anything, it's kind of free advertising. So I never understand that. That's silly to me. So they kind of unify under the same banner to capture a Pokemon that Menma once sought, thinking that that might be the wish she has, and they want to grant it. Meika sort of is the spectator of sorts during all this. I like how Jinta brought her in with them, for she worried she brought the wrong emotions, anger out of people, and yet the result was quite the opposite. Things went really, really well. So, and then that was just my line of thought of why she was kind of staying out of it. She didn't want to bring about negative feelings between people. If Papo hears Meika now, then later sees her, then I suppose all will, in the end, be able to see and hear her wish, which I suppose will counteract their grief and their burdens of what happened. And she wants, and I'll guess that she wants their torment over the past removed. I think that's her wish. So if I wrote down that kind of note, that must have been a confirmation that Papa was able to hear her or something like that. Maybe. I don't remember. So, let's just move on. Menma. Menma's pure cuteness and kindness, and her heart is incredible and beautiful. The feels for Menma are growing. And I wrote, Anjou, ugh, for what you did. But your own feelings are understandable, since we garnered her perspective also. It was a small plot piece, but great addition between Menma and Anaru. So I suspect there we got a bit more information. I think that was flashback type stuff, more around the scene where Jinta bad talked Menma. I think what happened was they kind of pressured Jinta into saying whether or not he really digged Menma. So as a kid, you have to kind of deny it, especially in front of parents, but they weren't in front of parents. Peers, you'd have to deny it. So he got so pressured, he said that she's ugly, implying that there's no way he could like her. So she brought it on. So essentially, she has reason to blame herself as well for what happened. That led to Jinta running off, and that led to Menma running off, which led to her death. So, they were all separate and alone, but are slowly coming together and having a better time, like it all once was, even though Menma's still gone, but yet present somehow, even though they can't really sense her outside of Jinta, and maybe Papo that one time. Like I say, I can't remember. But it seemed to imply, my notes seemed to imply that, or else I wouldn't have jotted, I don't think I would have jotted that down. So all divided and hurt from Menma's incident in the past and recent, but now that she returned, it seems she's managing or influencing them to get back together, or they just naturally are. And they're hanging out and achieving things together, and they're having so much fun. They're enjoying their time better. They're not focused on negativity, but positivity, and that's a nice contrast. So it's just like how things used to be back when they were kids. Now they're teenagers. But anyhow, let's get closer to the end here. So there was more allusion, more hinting, more allusion towards figuring out Meika's wish. Everything is centered on it, in her death in the past, and a restoration, I suspect. So, the golden plot nugget seems to be her wish, or at least a golden plot nugget, what I call a golden plot nugget. Usually the one or multiple biggest huge reveal type moments in the writing, something they keep until the end, and then they do this huge reveal. That's a golden plot nugget. A mystery we can't figure out until later on, until they reveal it. Well, unless we figure it out, but you know what I mean. So Meika, the one who broke them up, unfortunately, with her death, she's back and restoring things back to how they were before she died. Very interesting. And she's quite happy at the short-term good results that have been brought about. Yet she still holds a mystery wish, which requires them all together. And she has to get it granted. Requires them all together. That aligns with my speculation that it's going to be them finding peace with the past. They'd all be together, and that's what's happening already. So that's a good guess. Yuki, I think his name was actually Yukiatsu, if I remember correctly. Yuki, you're on the list, bro, and you may very well be next to join the group. She, Menma, is coming for you, and the others, if there is more, question mark. I like how Yuki was still a big part of this. As I feared, she would be excluded as it carried through each character's backstory until the end, but not so. Yay! Alright, I didn't quite understand that whole last bit, but that was the end of the review. So, did I write down she instead of he there? Is Yuki the guy or the other girl? The like blue-haired or the brownish-haired guy? Anyhow, it is what it is. That was my blind notes on episode 2 of AnoHana. Thank you very much for watching, and stay tuned for my review and blind thoughts, blind notes on episode 3 of AnoHana. It would be nice if we could do a standard review of the whole show too, but I got plenty of other ideas to do. So anyhow, I will see you up ahead. Thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts on this episode and whatever your favorite moment, I guess, might have been. I don't remember mine. I don't remember. I didn't write anything down. So I don't know. Maybe I'll just go with the moment that he brought her into the fold when she was wanting to just stay away and seemingly be afraid that she was going to cause problems. He brought her out. So that was good, even though they can't see her. So anyhow, I will see you up ahead. Thanks for watching. Take her cool.